Hey, what's up? It's Tiffany. Before we get started on this week's episode, please be sure to send us your requests at booshakalakapodcast@gmail.com. You can find us on Twitter X, Booshakalakapod. You can also find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Instagram at Booshakalakapodcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Booshakalaka Podcast. I am your host, Tiffany, joined by my co-host, Pierre.
Humans are animals, brute creatures. The destruction can only make sense. Yes, in silence, in shadows, and shame, and for what? For respect of mortals? They are nothing to us. They are merely food.
Okay, I'm thinking either Maleficent or Snow White.
Oh my God! Okay, it was Queen of the Damned. I'm not gonna.
Oh.
What is happening with you?
I saw that movie in the movie theaters when it came out, and I have not seen it again. That's how long ago I saw it. And I hated it back then, but I was a teenager, so I probably didn't even know what was going on. It might be a different outcome if I watch it now.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Well, anyway, this is not a review about Queen of the Damned. This is a review about That Damn Fear Street. By my favorite author when I was a child, Robert Lawrence Stein. Mind you, I had at least 20 Fear Street books. I was a Fear Street fanatic. I love the Fear Street books. Oh my God. Every time. So let's see. This film follows a teen and her friends after a series of brutal slayings as they take on an evil force that's plagued their notorious town for centuries.
That's good. But also, this movie is new. So,
Shut up.
Hollywood,
and
Hollywood
no lie, in the first scene, when they showed the wrong number book, I had that book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they in the book they were prank calling people, and then like the person on the other end was like, "Yeah, I'm about to get you now, bitch." So the moral of don't prank call people.
Yeah, no idea about these books. I was an Encyclopedia Brown kid,
and I was really I was kind of upset when this first came out because I was like, "This isn't the Fear Street I know," but these are okay. But I wish they would have made the Fear Street novels into like TV shows. They could have. Each book was probably only 150 pages. They could have made them into each, an episode each time. So,
okay. Well,
but anywho, it's 1994. What a good year! What a good year.
Was it? So we start this movie off at the mall, the best place to go in the 90s. And so we have Maya Hawke. I don't know her name, and
Heather?
she has this conservative mom who's getting a book for her daughter. She works at a bookstore. And so, she's just wrapping it on up, closing up shop, as is everyone. The mall closes early. And so she sees her little buddy, Ryan. And, she's just like, hey, you gonna take me home? He's like, yeah, I'll take your ass home. And he's like, let me close up my shop as well, which I didn't know that they could just leave their shops before closing them. I'm like, you're away from your shop, but okay, whatever. We're gonna go with it. So she's closing up her shop, I don't know what the fuck that was.
Pulling down the gate?
Yeah, the gate. I don't know why it sounded like a phone call.
Oh, okay.
And so she's just in there closing things up, and all of a sudden, it gets dark and it gets creepy, and she sees this guy in a skull mask across the food court. There we go. And immediately murder time. He started running, chasing. He tries to. No, I'm sorry. She's in the bookstore and she's putting up books, and then the killer pops up and he stabs her, but he stabs her holding a book. It was cute.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She should have kept that book with her. She needed it.
Hello. So yeah, he stabs the book, doesn't stab her, but she realizes, shit's wrong. So she runs around. She's calling for her friend constantly. She does not seem like she wants to survive because she's not running out of the store, out of the mall. That was did we not? Okay.
All of those stores have back doors too.
Okay, because I was like, what are you doing? Like, a chase ensues. She's running around the mall at this point. She's continuously calling for her friend. She sees that, but she does get the upper hand on him. And the upper hand, I mean, she hits him one time. And in these movies, when they hit them one time, hit them one time.
Tired.
And they just like, oh, let me throw away the weapon and run. Like,
I'd rather you not even hit him. Just run.
And so
With a lava lamp. Did you have a lava lamp when you were a kid? I did.
no, I wanted one so bad.
I had a lava lamp, and then I also had a glitter lamp too.
Did you have a
That was so
washer bed
cool.
to complete the 90s package?
No, my name is not Amanda.
I thought you Brandy.
I did. It did make me think about the Scholastic Book Fair. Do you have Scholastic Book Fair?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was still around when you went. $10, man, got me far. I got a pencil and a book.
Well, I wasn't, but see, I was a toxic child. I was not getting the books. I was getting like the Hollywood exclusive because I wanted to look at Leonardo DiCaprio when Titanic came out. And
I don't think they had that when we were going. They might have had like Tiger Beat, but they didn't have any.
Yeah, it was like a little thin,
people.
Yeah, it was like it wasn't a real one. It was like a little thin book, and it was
it was just the posters.
And yeah, had, like, and their favorite things. I remember it. Titanic came out, and then Romeo and Juliet was out around the same time, so he was just in a lot of them. And I was like, "Oh, Leonardo DiCaprio."
Oh so, yeah, he was the it guy in the late 90s.
He was.
I wasn't feeling him. I just always thought he looked. I didn't think he was ugly, but I just thought he just looked really feminine. So I really wasn't attracted to him. That's all. But I didn't think he was ugly.
Yeah. So in the midst of her running around the damn food, she gets to the food court and she sees that a lot of other coworkers are dead. So she's like, she's fucked at this point.
Right.
Why she doesn't, I didn't understand this point. Literally, because I'm just like, what are you stopping for? What are you, it was a lot of hesitation, like safety, death. There was a sign and she was just like, and she just kept choosing death.
Death, banana or knife, banana.
Right. So he rolls up on her and he slices her in the stomach.
Well, and she gets to Ryan's job, which is like Spencer's back in the early 90s. And she gets the phone and she dials 911. And 911, what's your emergency? Hello? I'm at the...
Hello, ma'am. Ma'am, if you don't tell us what you are, we're going to have to send... I was like, he was way back there, though. This pissed me off. Because he was
Shady
like
Side Mall killing me. Shady Side Mall death. Shady Side Mall being robbed. Shady Side Mall bomb.
Or Tiffany's favorite. I'm a white woman in trouble. She doesn't do any of that.
In trouble.
She doesn't do any of that. She literally stays. It's not like he can even hear her. Like all you gotta do is whisper and say, like, you've already given the examples, but it pissed me off. So
I need help at the mall.
By the time she drops the phone while the operator,
I'm not even gonna let them say. Remember back in the day, with that commercial when they called collect. Hey, it's Bob. We had a baby. It's a boy. And then they hung up. I'm not even letting that bitch say 911. She would say, hello. Hey, I need help. I don't even have time. I don't have time.
None of that happens. The operator's trying to get information. She like, oh, he 20 yards away, so I got to run now. So she puts the phone down, and the operator just talking to herself at this point.
Hello.
She goes hiding. She doesn't hide too well because he finds that motherfucking ass. And so she runs out of Spencer's. At this point, like, I don't want to say I'm guessing it was just like a flesh wound because she's bleeding, but she's not like dying.
Yeah, he slashed her stomach.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. Maybe it hurts. Maybe I don't know. The adrenaline. So, but she runs and it's like Scream when Casey's running, and she running, looking back, running, but she can't really get it going, and so he stabs her in the back, not in the tit. He didn't rip her silicone out, and so she falls. And at this time, though, the police are arriving as well. So he's stabbing her. She's trying to get away. Not really hard enough. She don't kick, punch, do nothing. And that's when she like does. This is very Screamish. She does a Casey Becker and she pulls the mask off and she realizes it's Ryan. And she's like, Ryan, it's me. Like, what the fuck? And he's like,
it's me, Jessica. I'll have 2 banana daiquiris, 1 mango.
I was not expecting that. I thought you were just gonna say it's me. So, that one hit me. I'm sorry. So he's working this whole. He's like stabbing her to death, and then the cops are like, he ain't dropping a weapon. Light this motherfucker on fire. I think this was before police reform because they don't say drop your weapon. They don't say chill out. They just light his ass up.
Wow.
And he's dead, and she
dies. Right in the kisser.
Yeah. And she dies as well, and it's this huge. Mind you, it don't seem like that huge of a tragedy, but opening credits, and now we're into it, and we get introduced to a lesbian.
Well, you realize that it doesn't seem like big of a tragedy because apparently there's a plague on the town and bad things just always happen. So they're like, huh, another death.
Right. The town of Shadyville.
If there was a town and a bunch of serial killers were just popping up and just killing people with nothing triggered them or anything, the FBI would be there, the CIA, the DEA, the sheriff, the commissioner, the fucking men in black, everybody would be there trying to see what's going on with this town. There's no way, and it's a relatively white town. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way. There's no way.
Well, I'm gonna chalk it up to people don't believe in the supernatural. How many Chucky movies did we get and people still was like, well, they say the doll did it, we don't know.
But I mean, if it's a town, like their phones or something should be tapped at this point. With all this shit going on, something should be happening.
And then another thing that saves them is that the murders are decades apart. So
I never heard of a serial killer where I'm from.
I can't me either. I can't justify Shadyville. So we get introduced to a lesbian. This girl is in a lot of things. And seeing her triggers me. Because I'm like, in something, like, is she black? Because, like, in some things, she's black. And then other things, she's been, like, Afro-Latina.
What's she black in?
I mean, not what she black in. Well, I mean, because her brother is, like, straight black. Like, in the movie. So I'm like, I just don't know.
Well, they don't show the daddy, so I'm guessing the dad was maybe they had the same dad but not the same mom.
Okay, because I just be wondering about her because I'm like, what?
I mean, his fro was a little soft, a little juices and berries, and it looked like 3B hair.
He looked like a Jackson. So she's in the middle of writing this note to a Sam. We don't know who Sam is, but she's like, and mind you, if you give me a note and I can see that you visibly scratched off, like, I'm not reading that shit. Like that, you get a fresh piece of paper and you write me a note. Don't you dare scribble on the fucking paper talking about some, oh, Sam, I am. So she is basically like breaking up with Sam. And she goes with, I think it's like, what? Fuck you, Sam. Fuck off. Fuck you, bitch. Something like that. So,
yeah, something like that.
So she gets ready for school. Though she has a father, we don't see this motherfucker throughout the whole movie. Like, he gone for like 3 days straight. But she's like the caregiver. She takes care of her little brother. She gets him to school, all these kinds of things.
So she is Portuguese, black, and white.
Why is Portuguese? Okay. I'm like, so she's black and white. Because I'm like, Portuguese. Anyway.
Right. That's the white Spanish, right?
Right. I'm like, okay. Like, if she was Brazilian, I would have gave her something. And then, so I'm sorry. Her name's Dina. Her brother's name is Josh. Anywho, they show up at school. And
no. So Josh, when we meet Josh, he's on AOL, and I was like, oh my God, what a trip down memory lane. I don't think I had AOL in 1994 though. They must have, like, how do they have money to get that? I don't think I had AOL till I was in high school.
Wait a minute. The way
they're supposed to be broke, busted, and disgusted.
Yeah, they have to have 2 phone lines. If you think about the ending and the AOL, they have to have 2 phone lines. There's no way dial-up.
Yeah.
I just thought about that.
AOL? Okay. Now I gotta see when AOL came out because hello. One thing I hated about this movie, every time somebody said something, we heard a pin drop and then a new song came on. It's just like, I'm sad. If it makes you happy, and then she'd be like, get out of my face, like, move, bitch, get out the way. Like, every time they said something, a new song came. I was like, golly, the soundtrack gotta have like 50 songs on it.
Yeah. So yeah, and we don't know who he's chatting with at this point, but he's chatting with somebody. So we move to the school and we get introduced to the best fucking character I have seen in a horror movie in a very long time.
Oh,
Kate.
I hated
It-
I hated everybody in this show except for Josh, the two little girls she was babysitting, and the other black guy. If you was black, I loved you. Everybody else, off with their heads.
Kate?
Kate is a fucking asshole. She's a narcissist. I do appreciate her at the end, but at this part, she's just peddling drugs like she's not a good person.
Okay, so we get introduced to the best character in the movie, Kate, and the worst character in the movie, Simon. And
they're on the equal level playing field.
No,
for me.
Simon is trash because I don't know who the fuck he was talking
along
to.
with her. Then she must be the fucking trash lid. And Dina is the actual trash can.
Oscar the Grouch. We'll get into why I love Kate and Tiffany hates Kate later. And so
I kept thinking like Josh was on AIM. I was like, he's probably talking to like a 45-year-old man.
Hello. We didn't get no confirmation in this movie.
Right.
So they are Dina's good friends. And Kate's like the well, damn, it's so hard because Sunnyvale is anyway. So in Shadyville, Kate's like a popular girl. She's a cheerleader. She's really attractive. She's really smart. She's just like, she's very bold. She's, again, this is the Tatum archetype character. And then we get Simon. I don't know who the fuck he's supposed to be, and I don't care. He's trash. He's garbage.
Stumacher.
He's just, ugh.
If you want to keep it on Scream, we could keep it on Scream.
We because it seems like they copy everything from Scream. So yeah,
he's like Stu and Randy together.
Okay, yeah, Stu and Randy, Strandy. So they're her friends, and they're basically talking about the murder that happened, which was on the TV when she was at home, but she wasn't really paying attention to it. Mm-hmm. But they're just basically they are making fun, basically saying that this was the curse of the witch, and
that was ridiculous.
And they're in the gender neutral bathroom.
No, I think they were in the girls' bathroom.
Oh my God, DeVito, I love your work.
Yeah, like they come out and somebody has like a dummy that's wearing Heather's clothing, and they're pulling her down the hall on a noose. Like, but it has something to do. So they think it's like that Sarah Fier, F-I-E-R, cursed the town, and she was a witch and she was hung. That's how she died. So that's them saying. I don't know if they're saying that was Sarah Fier or they're saying that was Heather.
I didn't get it either. It was tone deaf. Like it was very.
Or Sarah and Heather together. What would that be?
Strether.
Sether.
And right, Sether. Yeah. And they're in the bathroom just chopping it up, and they're like, ha ha. And she like, bitch, ain't shit funny. But also, I quit the band, and they're like, girl, what the fuck you quit the band for? And so. But she quit the band because of Sam. We don't know who Sam is yet. We're going to find out who Sam is. I don't really care. So they have a assembly. And at the assembly, the principal is basically like, we're going to have a candlelight visual at the game tonight. So all band people, all cheerleaders, band people, cheerleaders, and football players are, mandatory that you attend. So she's like, fuck, I have to go. And I'm like, but if you quit the band, why are you going? Like
because she wanted to go.
Because she wanted to. She has a box of Sam's things, and we know the classic. You break up with somebody and you give them all the shit they get. I'm not giving a motherfucking thing back, especially if it's worth value. So, you're giving them back all the box of their shit, and so that's what she wants to do. And basically, Kate is being an asshole because she doesn't want to give the box to Sam. She's like, oh my God, you do it, bitch. So that's basically why she's going. I'm thinking because I'm like, if I quit, what the fuck I'm going for? Like. That was odd. Like, so they get on the bus, and these Shadyville motherfuckers are just as disgusting. So they all on there. We don't care about the bus ride, but yeah, Sam on there.
Well, there is a thing on there. When you're riding in the bus, you see like Shadyville, and you see Shadyvale. What was it?
Shadyville. Yeah.
Okay, Shadyville. You see like. The homes there are dilapidated, broke down, dirty, disgusting. And then as soon as they hit that welcome to Sunnyvale, it looks like a fucking plantation, if you'd ask me.
Pleasantville. Yeah, it's like...
Yeah. So it's beautiful over there. So that's just going back to
the grass Sunnyvale. Is greener.
Sunnyvale is great, and Shadyville is Dutyville.
Not Dutyville. Okay. So
that's not Pootie Tang, that's Duty Tang.
I will have integrity this episode. I just want you to, I will have integrity. So they get to the game and they're doing a candlelight visual, basically just saying, how it was a tragedy. These two people, well, I mean, I don't know if they're really doing it for him, but they're definitely doing it for Heather. How, this tragedy happened and all these people lost their lives. Because he killed multiple people. I think it was like 7. I think that was the body count. Maybe 7?
8.
8. Okay. So, it's going good. And then Dina sees Sam, and Sam is hugged up with some dude. His name is Peter. And so she gets mad. She walks off, and then she initially confronts her, but then, Peter's being an asshole. So then she walks off, and Sam follows her. And she's over there. What is she doing? Lighting a lighter? Just weird fucking emo shit. And so Sam is like, what's going on? What the fuck? And she's like, bitch, here's your shit. And she's like, you giving me my stuff back? Why? And basically what's happening is Dina and Sam are in a lesbian relationship in 1994. I don't know how the fuck this is happening. And
were lesbians created in 2014? What are you talking about?
Probably. So says Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Shut your gay ass up.
Says Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Don't you bring up that Ninja Turtle on this podcast.
They watched a gay show and they became gay. But yeah, I mean, it's just very odd that they're so. Maybe it's the fact that they're friends. No, I don't know. I was just like, damn, like y'all just out here. And so basically,
well, I mean, I refuse to believe that you haven't liked one of your friends.
And so basically,
it might not have turned into anything, but you did.
So basically, Dina is wrong in this situation, and I'll tell you why. Sam's parents got divorced, and so Sam is going to live with her mom in Sunnyvale. And so Dina is mad at her, and I don't get I don't understand. Like, but that's
right.
The premise of the breakup is that she had to move because her parents got divorced, and I'm like, bitch.
But Dina dumped her. And then her parents got divorced and she had to move to Sunnyvale. And she's like, Dina, I'm only 30 minutes away. She's like, you might as well live in another planet. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that happens when you ain't got no car.
Baby, that's Biloxi and Gulfport. If you don't walk your ass,
but if
get a bicycle.
Ain't no sidewalks in Biloxi or Gulfport. It's dangerous to walk over there.
Get a bicycle and you better drive down 90.
True. If it's a 30-minute car ride, it's probably a 45-minute bike. Maybe an hour.
Like it just seemed very petty, and I was trying to be on the side, but I think what was really happening was that maybe Sam, because she was like, you're ashamed of us, so maybe it's the fact that
Sam is closeted.
Yeah, I feel like the real issue is that Sam's closeted. She don't want to tell nobody that she with Dina, and so that's more to it. Because you just saying that she moved because her parents got divorced, that seems very for someone you loved. I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
It seems like an easy way out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bitch. So they're over there arguing, and while they're arguing at the candlelight visual, all of a sudden you can always tell when they want to write race into some shit, but they can't because they don't know how. And because these white dudes just start saying, who gives a fuck? Them motherfucking shady vills. And so this black dude on the team like, what the fuck you say? So, he rolled up on him and he like, what you fuck you say about my people, man? Like, I ain't trying to hear all that, man. And he like, bruh.
Why did he turn into Chris Tucker? Please, stop it.
He's like, get the fuck out of my face, dude. I don't give a fuck about you. So they, he popped the black guy popping, and so the two.
They get to scrapping.
Yeah, they get to scrapping. And it's like a whole, like, thing. And I'm just like, are they still going to play the game after this?
Where were the people in the bleachers? What happened to the game? How early did they get there? It was nighttime. Football games usually start like 7 p.m.
Okay. Baby, I really got nothing for you because I was like, are they still going to even have the game after this? Like, it just seemed like it was a complete fucking chaos. And so yeah. So I don't know if they had this damn game. I'm guessing they canceled the game. I would have, because fuck these kids. So they are on the bus. The Shadyville people are on the bus. And, Dina all mad and Kate Kate got knocked the fuck out during this. And so they're just, Kate up there riling up like, yeah, fuck them motherfuckers, just Sunnyville, fuck, blah, blah. Kate bad as a motherfucker. So then we get to some shit that is illegal. And so the Sunnyvale people are following them, and it's Peter, Sam, and 2 other jocks. And they're Pumpkin Eater. Following the bus. Did you say Peter, Pumpkin Eater?
Uh-huh. Peter, Pumpkin Eater, and Sam.
I'll just log off. I'll log off. And
Bye. I can finish it myself.
And so
they're just throwing bottles, Crystal Light bottles, Fruitopia bottles at the bus. Like, at the back, and the bus driver, was it the bus driver from Trick or Treat? Because what was going on?
Didn't do like, and so the Shadyville people decide, like, okay, y'all want to fuck with us, we're gonna fuck with y'all. So she's like, they take a cooler of Kool-Aid that's still full because they didn't have the game, and she's
it
like,
was Gatorade. Water sucks. It really, really sucks.
So they take the cooler, and she's like, oh, and Dina's like, open the emergency exit. And Kate's like, bitch, are you fucking crazy? And so she's like, yeah. And so they open the emergency exit, and mind you, the bus just still driving like nothing's happening. The car is still driving after them. Like,
it would have been smart if he'd have like, hey, kids, close that door back there before I pull over. Something.
The adults in this movie, the very few adults have very little to say.
Yeah, I think one of the football players was driving the bus.
So Dina, and while they're passing by, her nose starts bleeding. And
so what they were initially going to do was just chunk the Gatorade onto the car. Yeah. But because her nose started bleeding, like, you never had your fucking nose bleed before? Kate was like, oh my God, your nose is bleeding. She's like, oh my God. And she drops the cooler and pow, pow, pow. It hits the car. They knew it was a cooler. Why the fuck did they swerve like that? Why did they knew it was a cooler? It's not like they accidentally hit a person and didn't know what it was. Oh my God, I hit a boot, like that. They knew it was a bright ass yellow cooler with a piece of string on the top to keep the top on and the top doesn't fly away. They knew it was a cooler.
They knew it was a cooler, everybody. So
that is whack.
So yeah, that happens and they swerve off. And so Dina's like, stop the bus. She's really only concerned about Sam at this point. Like, let's be honest. So the kids go, and again, the bus driver don't go. Like, it's just
I'm telling you, a football player was driving that bus.
So Dina goes and she they're all wrecked. Like they're wrecked as fuck. And Sam like gets out of the car. She's the only one who gets out of the car. And she like stumbles on the ground and she touches some grass and boom, we get all these visions and it looks like The Ring, like bugs, insects, people falling out of chairs, people falling off cliffs, Samara ugly ass, like just a bunch of visions. And she started bleeding too. And Dina like, oh my God, I'm so sorry, I'm sorry. Oh, she's sorry. So yeah. And then Kate and Simon come because they're Dina's real friends, and they're like, what the fuck's happening? And Sam vomits blood on Simon's shirt, and they're like, oh my God, like, you gotta go to the fucking hospital.
So none of this, we'll get to it.
Okay. So the police come, of course. Who called the police? I don't know. But and one thing I do appreciate about these characters is that everybody on the same page. So everybody lied to the cops. They all tell the exact same story to the cops. Like they cover that shit up like that. He like, what happened? Oh, it was an accident. Like it just, I love how it just flow. Like, how we kids, we like fuck the police.
Right.
So, but Peter comes up and he's like, you little bitch, you wrecked my motherfucking car. And she like, I didn't do anything. And he, the sheriff is like, suspicious already. So he hugs her.
No, she told him, don't worry, Daddy can buy you another one. And he didn't even have a response because he knows Daddy could buy him another one.
Right. I think it's just more so, it happened in I Know What You Did Last Summer too. It's like, my dad's gonna freak. Like, they're just mad that their dad's gonna be mad. And I'm like, get over it. You're a white man in America. You'll be fine. So, yeah. And so he gives her a hug and he's like, you're fucking dead, bitch. All y'all are dead. And he just walks off.
We're back at the house with Dina and Josh. Daddy still ain't fucking home.
Baby, he having an affair. I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Dina's trying to call Sam at the hospital, and Josh is listening to some kind of rock music. I don't know what song it was, but he's listening to something.
Because I know he was.
And somebody is ringing the doorbell, and Dina's like, "Josh, get the door." Hello. Is Sam there? And she's like, yes, Sam Carpenter. I don't know what her name was. Sam Carpenter's from Scream. But anyway, Sam Thompson. Yes, it's Top. And then here you go. Hello. And she's like, hey, Sam, it's me, Dina. Dina, don't fucking call here no more. This is Sam's mom. You kiss my ass and you leave her alone, goddammit. Click.
That's what she said. That's what she said. And
she gave her the business.
Right. So it's very clear.
She be calling my daughter no more.
Right. It's very clear Sam mama knows something. She know a little something because she acting very.
She probably walked in on him. You know, they always, whenever people are doing sneaky shit in movies, they never remember to lock the door. Like, what? You doing sneaky shit? That's number one, baby. That's number one.
Like, come on now. So, yeah.
But anyway, she hangs, so she gets hung up on. She goes down to go open the door. Nobody's there. And then far across the street, she sees somebody in a Skullface outfit. She's like, oh, that must be fucking Peter. She goes back in the house. Josh is like, is the pizza ready? I heard the pizza ding. She's like, yeah, you would hear that pizza ding, you fat ass. Yeah, you would remember. You would remember a story about a sandwich falling off a building. So anyway, she. It's from Nutty Professor. He was telling the story. He's like, my sandwich flew off a building. He's like, yeah, your fat ass will remember a story about a sandwich flying off a building.
I don't remember that.
Oh my God! Yes. So anyway, she looks out the kitchen window. She sees the skull mask again. And she's like, girl, what's going on? So she calls over to Kate.
Because Kate's babysitting.
Yeah, Kate is babysitting. Wait, Kate calls her?
No. She calls Kate. But the thing is, Kate is over there. And she's babysitting. But she got the kids that she's babysitting. She got these two beautiful little black girls rolling up her drugs for her, baby. And she like, these go in this pile, these go in this pile. And I'm just like, baby, are you serious? And then Simon is there.
That's why I don't like her.
Simon is there for some reason. And then Simon take his shirt off. And I'm like,
well, he took his shirt off because it had,
I understand, because he'd been having the same shirt on for 2 days. But
that blood would have stayed in the forest. If I spill food on my shirt, I am so uncomfortable for the rest of the day that I have to change. Ain't no fucking way I'm going a minute with blood being spat all over me.
Well, baby, he done went to work and everything else. I don't know what to tell you. And then he got
and his shirt off in front of the kids. That shirt would have been off with just a hoodie on, baby.
He's just fucking filthy. So.
And why was he there? Was he? Wait. What was his role? Was he in the band?
No. He's the mascot. Remember,
Bitch, he had on the fucking costume back on.
He had on the witch costume.
Put that shit back on. Hell.
So why he's at her house babysitting? I'm guessing friends just do that. Like, oh, I'm babysitting, come by. So yeah, they get the call from Dina, and Dina's like, hey, the fucking creeps out here, fucking Peter, fucking fuck. So she's like, yeah. So this. Because they're in by the kitchen, whatever, your dining room, telling the kid, and she's like, this is what blows me. She leaves the kids by themselves, and she's like, yeah, don't eat them. Like, they're colored. You know how kids are. I mean, they're all different colors.
Well, she tells them if they eat them, they'll die. So they're not going to eat them.
Okay. So I just thought don't leave the kids with drugs. Mm-hmm. But they go back into the living room where Simon initially was, and they see the killer, and he's just like, I don't know. He's
because they broke a window.
Yeah.
And, to get in the door.
They see the killer in there, and he's like sniffing Simon's shirt like fucking Jeepers Creepers and shit. And then they kind of are not scared, but they're like, get the fuck out. And so he, and they turn around, turn back, he's gone. So they're like, what the fuck is Peter doing?
They were in a house. Why didn't he get a shirt out the daddy's closet or something? Why didn't he go home?
You're wanting too much from Simon. Why didn't he change his shirt?
Who babysits after cheerleading at a football game?
Hey, that's when they wanted to go out. So
what the fuck?
Kate decides to drop the girls that she's babysitting off at another neighbor's house.
How they do that day? Because that not happening.
Not my kids. Not my kids. There's no fucking, like, if I wanted this bitch to babysit my fucking children, I would have dropped them off with her. I don't give a fuck if she was a former nurse.
Hello?
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So anyway,
she lived right next door to me. Of course I know she's there. I chose you, not her.
Because you're cheaper. So they all go to the hospital. So they're like, oh, we got to cuss Peter out. And we got to cuss Sam out and Peter because we know Peter's doing it.
You going to skip Brady?
What?
Brady, her supplier for her drugs. Like, when they go to the front desk and the black lady being rude, and then Nurse Brady comes up, and that's how Sam gets back there. And he's the one who supplies Kate with the drugs. Because he calls them pineapples, and She's being supplied by the nurse at the hospital with her drugs. That's the
Right, so she's probably eating her twat to get the drugs, whatever. So Sam and Dina are arguing back and forth, and Sam's like, "You're a loser, like your drunk ass fucking daddy, you bitch." And then
Dina's that's why he's not there.
Right, but who's paying for that AOL?
Touche.
Who keeping the lights on? Daddy doing something shit. It might be everything else might be wrong, but he damn sure got the lights on in the house. And food in the freezer.
She wanted to hit her ass, but Peter come up and he like, "You fucking dyke, the fuck out." And we get sweet satisfaction.
Blammo.
Oh, where's the killer? I said that. Shazam. So Peter gets stabbed through the chest, and they're like, "Oh my God." Now this shit is funny because Sam's supposed to be in bed recovering, and she started jumping over the bed and shit. Dina hit the killer with the little monitor stick, and they just go running. And so in the meantime, Josh, Kate, and Simon, fat asses, are getting some damn snacks. I wonder if that still works. If that little
Probably
code
not.
works. Yeah. So they get some snacks from the vending machine. They see their friends running by and the killer chasing them. They talking about, oh.
You know they ain't black.
Because they talk, oh, they got back together? Then they start screaming and running. So they
when you see somebody running, what do? You run too, bitch. Yeah. You figure it out at the end.
So they get the smart idea, though, to go and steal an ambulance. How they got there? They walked?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
Because
or maybe they had parked on the other side of the hospital, and then it was just convenient right here. It was just more convenient. I don't know.
Because
but
here's my question.
They actually before they get to the ambulance, Dina and Skullface start beefing. They start fighting, rolling around fighting, and Sam kind of pulls him off, and Dina lifts his mask comes off, and she's like, "How is this Ryan with a bullet hole in his head?" And he's a little pale, casket ready. How is he doing this? Like, how is he alive? Then they go and they steal the amber lamp.
Well, the other three had already stole it. They just had to get out the door.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, so it was happening simultaneously. But I have a problem with this because Sam, your mom was at her mom was at the hospital with her, correct? Why did her mom leave her? First of all, your daughter just got in a car wreck. Second of all, y'all live in Sunnyvale, but y'all live in Sunnyvale. Why wouldn't her daughter be taken there where she would, like, you know what I mean? Why is she in the Shadyville hospital?
Well, I guess they had drove over state lines.
It is a town.
No, because if the ambulance pulls up, whatever ambulance they're associated with, they're going to take you to that hospital.
Yeah, but I would have taken. Okay, I understand what you're saying.
They could have requested to go to but I guess she just didn't request it. That's all.
I just wouldn't have. Okay, but I also wouldn't have left my child but okay. So yeah,
mom probably was going down to get some. She probably was like down to go on the phone or something and just take a little breather. What, she probably went to go smoke a Joe. And then she come back and everybody gone.
Literally, because he doesn't kill everybody in the hospital, but he does kill the two nurses. Again, why?
For why?
Yeah. I'm guessing because the nurse would be like, the nurse was at the front desk. He had to kill her to get, because she wouldn't have just let him back there. And he kills Brady just because Brady had walked up on him. And so they're, in the ambulance, and they decide to, what are they going to do? They're going to go to do the right thing. They're going to tell the fucking police.
Like, what they should have done, the killer was actively pursuing them. They should have drove like 2 miles per hour and let the killer actively pursue them all the way to the police station. Get to the police station, start honking the horn. Right. Somebody come out. They're like, who the hell is this? Boom.
So now that would have been some shit. So yeah, they get to the police station and they're just, spilling the tea. And
the cops out of here with that bullshit.
Right, what the fuck are you talking about? He ain't lying. Like, we shot him, we killed him. So the sheriff roll up, and she he's like, what's going on? And she's like, hey, look, you told me to come to you. If you told me to come to you, and I'm doing what you said. And so he's like, I got this. Get the fuck out of here. Well, I don't know. He just tells the cops to go, grab a cup of Joe. And he takes their statement, and they're like, it was Ryan. They're both telling the same story. It was because even if you don't believe Dina because she's some shady, I don't know. I just thought Sam would have had more credibility to her because she is a Sunnyviller. But he still don't believe them. He's still like, no, it's impossible. You're mistaken.
I mean, I get it.
Okay.
If I shot somebody in the head, I'd be like, you lying, show me. That's what I would be saying.
Well, they get a call from the hospital, and he's like, hey, they signed distress, and they're like, okay, do you get it now? He don't really get it, but he goes to check it out, and the guy takes the statement, and nothing really happens. In the midst of this, Simon's nasty ass has to take a piss.
Well, Sam and Dina steals one of the cops' guns as well.
Well, there ain't Dean outside yet. Hold on. So Simon goes to take a piss. And we also need to know that Josh is in love with Kate. So he peeing and he sees this girl on the sidewalk and she's singing this weird ass song. So he roll up on her. She take out a razor blade and starts slicing him the fuck up in the middle of the street. So as they're leaving the police station, Dina like jumps on the cop and she's like, "You motherfucker, you're gonna die in hell." And that's what it's basically just her pulling a little, I don't know what they call that. I feel like there's a street name for it, but basically she's distracting him with something else so she can
sleight of hand.
Yeah, so she can take his gun from him. And they walk out. They shoot this bitch in the middle of the road, slicing up Simon. Like, she cutting him the fuck up. How he survived, I don't understand, because she was slicing him. Like, he didn't fight back at all. So she shoots him, and a necklace falls off her. And then they all get in the ambulance, and they drive the fuck off again. So, but they do see her get up and regenerate. Like, they see her get up, like the bullet hole didn't, didn't do anything. So the mystery continues.
How are these people coming back into life?
I hate you. The sheriff goes back to the hospital and he sees that everybody's fucking dead, though. So he is he's confirmed that there was a murder at the hospital.
Dumbass. They're back at the house. They're back at Sam's house now. Yeah. And
wait, are they at Sam's house?
They're at Sam's house.
I thought they were at Dina's house. Okay.
I'm sorry, you're right. They're at Dina's house.
Yeah, because Josh has to go get all the clippings.
So back at the house, Simon is talking about, he's describing the killer or the woman that attacked him. Like, yeah, she had a razor blade. And Josh was like, a razor blade? Hold up.
Was she singing old songs? Was she singing Sugar? Honey, honey.
No, she was singing Too Legit to Quit. So they went in and he got all his news articles off of his mystery murder board. And he's like, boom, this was Ruby
Rose. And
I don't remember what her name. Rudy Johnson. Let's go with that. Fuck it. And he's basically saying that they have their Jason died by water, Freddy by fire. How can we use this? I mean, it happened fast when they figured this out.
Yeah, he's like, oh, and fast. And so we get a clip into the sequel, and he's like, and this killer was at the camp, and this killer was here, and this killer was a priest and did this, and this killer, and they were all normal people, but they killed people, and it's all because of the curse of the witch. And so
it all started happening after Sarah Fear died. Oh, we also forgot to mention when they were back in the ambulance going to Dina's house, they all revealed that the killer was not trying to kill them. They did try to attack Simon though, and Kate is like, well, that's because he has, for some fucking reason, Sam's blood still on his person.
And so Dina has Sam's blood on her shoe.
On her shoe, yeah. So we know that they're after Sam's blood. So obviously, throw Sam in the river.
Like, wait, goddamn.
Sam, so she does it again. She does it a fucking again. Sam is like, she goes to the kitchen. She coughs up blood in the sink, and she does not rinse the sink out. She just coughs, and then she just sits down, and she's like, what happened? How do we fix this? And she reveals that she saw... Didn't she say she saw Sarah Fear's hand or something in the dirt?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they were like, oh, you disturbed her grave, so we need to go and bury her bones, and that will like put her to rest, and she'll just leave us alone. So they decide to put this plan into action. I like how they get an idea and they just do it. They don't ask questions. You got to convince nobody or nothing. Like,
it's this was a crazy fucking day when you think about it.
Hello. Like, I haven't been to bed yet, and so they go.
I don't even think it's 24 hours.
They go back to the grave site, and they see the bones, and they're like, okay, these are the bones, and well, they see that the grave's been disturbed, and then they see like, oh my god, these are her bones. So what they do is they start burying them over and over again. Well, I feel like they put them in something. No, am I tripping? No, they just okay. So yeah, they just they dig holes and put the bones in. Josh is watching. And they can hear the killers coming. So he's like, hurry up, guys. And once they put the dirt on them, they don't see the killer anymore. Until they do. And the killers start running towards Sam. And they're like, run for your get help.
And it's the Camp Nightwing killer this time
Yeah.
that they mentioned back earlier in an earlier scene.
Mm-hmm. So they run into the ambulance. They drive off. They're like, all right, look, you gonna have to do something, Sam, because he ain't about to just be following me. So they like, why don't we we know they're after her blood, so why don't we set a trap for him? And so they go. Are they going back to the school? Is that their school?
Mm-hmm.
They're just fucking up their own school. Okay. So
I mean, it's Shady Side. Don't nobody care. Shadyville.
Blowing up a whole fucking bathroom. But anyway, they decide to lure the killers there with Sam's blood. And what they're going to do is, well, they're going to change clothes finally and put Sam's blood in the bathroom. And then they have like a bunch of fucking, I don't know, kerosene, nitrogen.
Basically blow it the fuck up, burn it.
Right.
What is this? Looney Tunes?
Like
fucking Wild E. Coyote?
Crash Bandicoot. So they
Donkey Kong.
Don't trigger me, please.
Then we have a stupid scene where
they all decide to have sex. They all just have the moment where, like, because
Simon masturbates in the bathroom.
Just weird.
It was unnecessary.
Yeah, there is someone though who like said that they did not like this movie because of the sex scenes, and I was like, well, most horror movies do have sex scenes, but okay. So, but yeah, it was just unnecessary because I'm like, why are y'all hot right now? Like, y'all should have been hot after after this. I could understand because you think you defeated them, but it was
you already know you didn't.
Right. So it's like the killers are coming and y'all think it's time to munch, but okay. And
munch and hunch.
So they wait. It takes the killers forever to get there because these motherfuckers really walking. And so everybody, they had time to get it on. The killers ain't come. So 45 minutes later, they walk up in high school. They get lured because they also have Sam in the bathroom as well. And so the killers run into the bathroom. They lock the door. Sam goes through the vent and she's like, all right, guys, light it on fire. So then they light it on fire. They blow everybody up to pieces, like smithereens. Like, I was like, there's literally no remains.
Like, when Devin Sawa was the priest on the Chucky series, they blew him up like 18 times.
I love that he's loving dying every season.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
So yeah, they blow him up and they're like, oh, the day has saved.
Hooray! Yatta!
Alexa, stop. Don't edit that out either. So yeah, the day is saved and they're all like, all right, let's get the fuck up out of here. But they are mistaken. So
the day is not saved.
The gore starts rejuvenating. Like it just starts swimming around.
Regenerating?
That's what's happening. They're like Ivan Ooze.
You said rejuvenating.
Regenerating. So yeah, and they're Ivan Ooze, and it's just all they're like becoming whole again, and they're like, oh fuck. So they leave. Hysterical.
Well, this is the best part. Kate is like, well, guys, they're after Sam. Let's kill the bitch. Because they not after us. They after her. And if she dies, it's over. That's it's
like
over.
She really was being very reasonable. She's like, we tried it y'all way twice. What's up? And so, they're like, no, we can't do that. And so Sam's like, no, I need to do this.
It's 3 against 2. They should have pushed that bitch. They should have threw her out like Uncle Phil does Jazz. Because ain't no fucking way she's staying in there. Get your ass on. Hit it.
So yeah, they're behind. And so the killer's like they're still they're in the classroom, but they have it barricaded. But the killer's like, it's the axe guy. So he's not giving up. And so, they're trying to like get Sam. She's like, Josh, help me, Josh. He like, like it's like one of them like very awkward situations. But
there, we did. I can't remember when. When do they call the C. Berman person?
Well, this is now.
Okay.
So, because Josh is like, hey, wait a minute, because they still have the newspaper articles for some reason, and they're like, hey, she survived. So, like, they literally just grab, a phone, because nothing's wireless. And they're like, they call her, and so Dina leaves a message earlier. I'm sorry, no. So Dina calls, but she don't talk to her. She just like leaves a message. She's like, help. So in the midst of her calling, that's when Josh is like, wait, the article, she died. And they're like, what do you know? It says she lived. And he's like, no, but it says like she died, like she had to be resuscitated. So that's when they're like, the killer is about to come through, and that's when they hop out the window. So C. Berman hasn't called back yet, but Sam did call and leave them. I mean, Dina did call.
How the fuck is she gonna call back? Ain't nobody got a cell phone?
Well, that's what I didn't understand, because she's calling from the school. She's not calling from her house. That's the
Star 69 wasn't invented then. Try again.
No. I'm saying I don't understand, because how does she know her number unless she gave her number in the voice message?
Well, you know what? She probably gave her name. And then you can look into the white pages.
That's how they found her. Yeah, they found her through the white pages as well.
Yeah, that's
so,
right.
Yeah. Okay.
Tiffany, you use white pages before,
okay,
girl.
Okay. I was like, I was struggling, because I was like, how does she know who to call? But yeah, but is Dina's name on the phone bill? Or is her
probably
dad?
If her daddy is an asshole, he probably got the phone bill in her name. Like my mom still has the water in my name. I ain't lived with that lady in 10-15 years. She got the water in my name.
Goodness gracious. Okay. So now the plan is we're going to kill Sam. And so why Simon pisses me off is because he has the worst lines in this movie. So Simon's brother, he overdosed, and it's very recently. He overdosed, but he's alive now. I'm guessing he's in rehab at this point. And so he gets in the van into the ambulance. He's like, let's Timothy this bitch. That's his brother's name. I'm like, he has the worst lines. He be calling Josh nerd and shit throughout the whole fucking movie.
It's almost as bad.
Those nails are painted black. You have no friends. You wearing goddamn boots to school. Like, for you to call people losers and nerds, you don't have the fucking right. Simon, you don't have the fucking right.
It's almost as bad as they must think it's some type of Columbine thing. Fucking awful. So they're going to basically OD Sarah and use some EpiPens to bring her back to life. Okay, plan
Sam.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay.
You wouldn't want to do like blunt force trauma because you might not be able to come back.
Right. I was just thinking that the second idea was the best, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, that's their plan. So he takes, they go to the store because they need to go to the pharmacy, and they're like, Simon's running through how to fucking OD on pills. And
why did they crush the pills or open up the capsules? Like, they don't have all the time in the world,
and they act like they do. So in the midst of the plan, now they're also going to do what they didn't do before. They're going to put Sam's blood on all of them to distract the killers while Sam has her overdose. This is terrible.
What they should have done was put Sam's blood while they were driving there. Drove 20 miles that way.
On a beach ball.
Yes.
On a tennis ball.
And
on
kick
the dog.
That bitch down the street.
On the cat that be annoying you outside your door. On people's
doors. A bird.
Act like you Moses and put the blood on the fucking doors of other people. They would have been killed.
That killer would have been so fucking confused. He would have gave up. He would have been fucking tired.
It's only
I tried shit in the morning.
Is it only 3 of them? It's only 3 of them. So they would have took a while. Like, if they walking, it would have took them a while to find us at this fucking pharmacy. I know that. But they don't do none of that. They put it on their friends and have their friends walk around the fucking pharmacy. So they just take Sam popping pills, but they have to, take them minutes at a time. Like, they have to take them apart from each other. So Dina's timing it. It's taking too long. So the killers show up. And it's time to get shit cracking. So all 3 of them show up. Of course, Sam is visited by his friend with the razor blade and
Simon.
That's what I said. Yeah, Simon's visited by the girl with the razor blade.
You said Sam.
Skull Mask comes through, and they immediately are like, all right, like, Dina knocks the fucking pills away, so they can't do the pills anymore. So now I took all these pills, and now I'm just high.
Why didn't they go in the freezer in the grocery store in a back office?
It'd have been too easy. Okay. So yeah,
in the ceiling. You think those killers can get up in the ceiling? I don't think so.
So they go running around the store, and because everybody has Sam's blood on them, the killers are just kind of like going wherever. So Kate is closest to Dina and Sam. And so they go over to the lobster tank. And so Dina's
Rock
like,
lobster.
all right. Father. So they go to the lobster tank and she's like, all right, bitch, I'm gonna have to drown you. No shade. I love you and everything, but you're gonna have to die. And Sam's just like, do it. She's high at this point. Sam don't give a fuck. It shouldn't even hurt.
She probably went to sleep before she even drowned.
Right. It shouldn't even hurt. Now, this pissed me off as well, because why are we hesitating? So the skull mask is literally right there. Kate is right there. Kate sees the skull mask. Immediately, the skull mask starts attacking Kate. And
I would have took that fucking shirt off and threw it.
Literally. But Kate doesn't do that. And she tries to fight him off, and then he shoves her face in Kate, and you just hear Kate screaming. So that's when Simon and Josh are like, oh shit, we got to go help Kate. It takes them forever though. And again, Dina is hesitating like her friend ain't about to die. So she finally decides to start dunking Sam into the water. In the meantime, the killer stabs Kate and throws her through the meat cutter. It was very, very, very gruesome death. Like, I was very mad because I loved Kate. Like, and a lot of people on the intranet love Kate as well, Tiffany. And so she deserved to live.
I'm an individual. I don't go by what other people say. Thank you.
She deserved to live.
No, she didn't. She deserved to die.
Yeah, she dies a very, very gruesome death. And so Simon and Josh are on their way down the hall, and they're running from the other two killers. Simon comes through the door. He turns. He immediately sees Kate's dead. And so does Josh. And they just stare at each other. The killers aren't right behind him. Simon literally says, he's right behind me. And chink, he gets asked a few questions and falls down. And he's dead. Like, there's the door now. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you, Simon. Calling people nerds and shit. And you the biggest fucking nerd at the goddamn
The
school.
two worst people are finally dead. Thank you. So Dina kills Sam's ass and the killers go away. Sam is out of there. But now, bitch, we gotta bring her back to life. And this is she stabs her with 8 EpiPens.
This pissed me off.
She drowned.
As someone who is CPR certified, I'm like, okay, you didn't kill her with the pills. The EpiPens were for the pills, baby. She don't need adrenaline. She needs CPR. She don't do CPR until after she hits her with 8 EpiPens. He talking about, are you doing it right? I can tell by the way she was doing it, she wasn't doing it fucking right. And I'm like, now you decide CPR. Like, all you had to do was give her CPR, dumbass. So Sam, wake up. Coughing up fucking...
all she doing is spitting and coughing on people this whole movie.
Yeah, coughing up fucking water like she's Jason fucking Voorhees. And so they're like, the day is saved. So now we at the police station. This part pissed me off. Like, I really do not like this part. So basically, they do the same thing. They tell the cop the truth. And so the cop is like, oh, so what you're saying is Kate and Simon did it. And I'm like, how the fuck did Kate and Simon do it? And they're both dead. You think Kate put herself through a meat cleaver?
Especially the way that they died.
Exactly. Like, so basically, what the sheriff is going to do is blame everything on Simon and Kate because they sold drugs.
Mm-hmm. That right there told you who the bad guy was.
Hello. Because I'm like, this don't even make sense.
And also, he was like framing the only other black adult character in the whole fucking show, Martin, for spray painting the town up and everything. So, yeah. I mean, we knew, hello, if Rush Hour 2, if Rush Hour 1 ever taught you anything, it is the basis of all bad guys in movies. Chris Tucker says, follow the rich white man.
Well,
because it's going to lead you to who did it.
We cannot argue with that. Push the goddamn button. So, yeah. I didn't understand this. And
I know that ain't the bomb. I said she was the bomb.
So
damn. He ain't gonna be in Rush Hour 3.
She's just out of control, y'all. So he's like, so you want your friends to go down for this? And Dina's like, I mean, they're dead. I didn't like that response either. Like, this is some bullshit. This don't make any sense. So that's
why Dina is the actual trash can.
Because I'm just like, there's just no way. Like, it's just very. I didn't like any of this. So basically, that's what happens. Though they spin it to where they're drug dealers. They went crazy and they killed each other. I didn't understand how they were gonna, like, again, the way that they died. How?
It doesn't make any sense. So Sam and Dina are back on good terms. They back together.
She
Sam
kisses.
mama come up in there.
She like, come on, baby, and she like, hold up.
Yeah.
All
And
up
then
in front of the mama.
Sam's mom is pissed.
She's
but
like,
I mean, there's nothing she can do about it.
She's like, this is why I divorced your dad, because he's a fag. And so they because she just hates gay people. I was like, oh my God. So Sam is apparently able to do what she wants to do because she at Dina's house that night. And I'm like, this is not how homophobia works.
Like, bitch, you almost died. You should be in the hospital. They should be checking your brain to see if you had any kind of lung damage, any kind of water damage, any kind of, fluids on the brain, everything.
But my thing is, if I'm homophobic and I don't want my child to be gay, what you mean she's not going to your house? How is she at her house?
And your daddy ain't never home.
So Dina and Sam in the bed making out. Josh is talking to his online friend, chatty, pat. And
45-year-old man.
Right. So she go because the phone's ringing, and she goes and answers it, and it's C. Berman. And she like, hey, girl, I got your message.
C. Berman turns into Aiden.
So C. Berman talking about, hey, she never sleeps. The horses keep her up at night. But hey, don't release her. Like,
you can't escape the witch.
Yeah, she's like, you can't escape the witch, even if she dies. She's like, it's never over. She's like, but you did. She's like, nah, girl. And so while she's on the phone, she gets stabbed. Who she gets stabbed by? Sam. And Sam, it's that same fucking fly at the beginning of the movie. That's why I don't like bugs.
Why she stab her with a tree bark? What was that?
I thought it was just a mini knife.
Corkscrew? I don't know.
Ice pick. So yeah, they up in there. Josh, again, he playing this Goo Goo Dolls, and he don't hear that his sister up in there fucking dying. And I don't want the world to see me, cause I don't.
Is that Goo Goo Dolls?
They understand. That's Iris. And everything's meant to be broken. I just want you to know who I am. There we go. So she getting thrashed up in there. I hate her brother. He is terrible.
He too busy playing fucking Kid Chameleon or some shit like that. Oh, I hate that fucking game. I hate the fucking game.
He playing Blue Valkyrie is about to die.
Legend of Zelda shit.
Blue Valkyrie shot the food. And
1994, you should be playing Super Mario Brothers 3.
Don't. I'm gonna play it. I'm going to play it. So yeah, he finally goes up. So he finally gets touched on his back. And it's Dina like, bitch, I'm bleeding and dying. Come your ass here. And Sam over there, she tied up, and she like, and she like, I'm gonna fix it, Sam. I'm gonna fix it. We'll use our lesbian love to ride out on this thing. And then the movie ends. And you do see Sam's name get carved into some tree bark. But that's all we're given in the movie.
Along with a bunch of other names that were the
killers.
Reincarnated killers. That's it. We're not watching the rest of them. So basically, we're just gonna give you the lowdown. Nick Good, the sheriff's family, made a deal with some kind of spirit witch, and it's put that curse on the town. So it wasn't Sarah Fear, it was actually him and his family, and he's the one that's his ancestors, people they hate, they carve those names into the tree bark. Those people become possessed and they kill people. That's why there's been a plague on Sunnyvale this whole time.
Right. They also get blessed with fortune. That's the other caveat.
Sunnyvale gets the good fortune, and Shady Side, whatever the fuck, gets bad things. So once they kill Nick, they the bad stuff starts happening to Sunnyvale. That's pretty much basically the end of it. I ain't getting all the motherfucking shit.
Yeah. And why did they? I forgot how, like, why Sarah Fear? Is it just because she was a lesbian? They hung her because of that?
No. Nick Good's ancestor said she was the witch. She was the reason why the crops were coming up disgusting and animals were dying, but in reality, he was the one doing it. Yeah, so he blamed it on her. All you got one white man say what's wrong, and everybody gonna believe him. Mob mentality.
Yeah. Okay.
That's that bullshit.
It's a very cute series, y'all. The second one was more just of a backstory. It's more like C. Berman and related. I don't know. It was just it was just like a backstory, but I mean, they're good. I think they were good horror movies. like sort of. But yeah.
They weren't my Fear Street novels. I still wish they would do that. Like I remember as a kid getting actively pissed off because they said that they were doing a Goosebumps series and not Fear Street.
Yeah.
Pissed.
Yeah.
But I still watch Goosebumps too.
And we'll be reviewing Goosebumps season 2.
Maybe. Depending on how much episode 1 to see what happens. If not, I'm gonna get into that shit. All right, so for Fear Street, I'm just gonna just rate the whole series as a whole. I give it a 6. Like, it was very it was very graphic. It had a good storyline. The characters were not likable, but then they were likable, but then they weren't likable. But I liked how cohesive it was from 94 to 78 to 1666. Yeah, so I did enjoy it, but it still wasn't what I expected it to be. But yeah, you should watch it. It's on Netflix. It's free. Yeah, well, and so if you have a subscription.
So as someone who didn't read the books and just watched the movies, I'm gonna give it a 7.5. Mm-hmm. They are entertaining. There's real gore. Like, I think each one of them touches on a different sort of genre when it comes to horror movies, because you get like the psycho killer, and then you get like the camp kind of setting, and then you get like the witchy stuff. So I think they're worth watching. You get your LGBTQ representation with these lesbians doing things they got no business doing. And I'm talking about 1666 when they was out there in the woods. Like, why are y'all kissing when y'all know people out here? Definitely not in 1666.
Because remember they were high.
Oh, well, touche. Because I'm like, it's one thing in 1994. Y'all doing this 1666. Girl, y'all was burned at the stake.
Come on now. They were high. High as a kite eating blueberries.
Y'all
boys and berries.
So yeah, thank you for listening.
So that will do it for Robert Lawrence Stein's Fear Street 1994, 78, and 66, all combined into one. Please be sure to join us on July 7th, because we're taking a little brief vacation. We're going to go out of town and enjoy some pina coladas on the beach and stuff like that. I might come back 2-3 shades darker, but that's okay. That's when I look my best. Please be sure to come back when we review Dead Heist
with our special guest Jay.
Yeah. I definitely encourage anybody to. It's on Tubi and it's also on YouTube. Please go watch it, starring E40 and friends. It's amazing. It is amazing. It's so black. It's so amazing.
They'll never forgive you for this.
They won't. All right. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Where did you hide it, Dan?